Hello and welcome to this very special Off the Crossbar Euros watch, and it is the final. It's of course myself, Regan Walsh, and joining me as ever is my co-presenter Brad. How excited are you for tomorrow's game now?
It doesn't matter who is involved in this final, the excitement is as high as it can ever be. We're
Oh,
finally at the end.
crazy!
Why did I
Yeah,
say finally? It's going to be really sad the next month when there's nothing.
exactly. You're meant to be all joyous that we've had this great tournament, and sad that it's coming to an end.
Well,
But
yeah.
yet we've had 51 or 50 great games. I can't think now how many there's been in this tournament. It's been
Counted.
yes. And it comes down to two teams at Wembley Stadium. Roberto Mancini's Italy versus Gareth Southgate's England. Two teams who've been defensively strong at the back. Uh, England have only conceded one goal throughout this tournament. Italy themselves have only conceded a handful, three or four, I think. And it's going to be a very good competition finale. So, where do you want to start? Should we start on England or Italy?
I just want to start in general because I think we could say that it's a final between the best two teams that have performed in this tournament.
Yeah, they've been very consistent in what they've done throughout the tournament. Italy have looked incredible down that left hand side. I know I've said it a lot throughout this tournament, but they really have done. And then England themselves, although they haven't been getting the big score lines like Italy, they've just got the result they needed to and ground it out every time. And you got to give credit to Gareth Southgate for what he's managed to do with this England side.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as much as you've tried not to. This
Yes.
has, but you said it. The Italy team were dominant throughout, even despite all the big talk that was surrounding them coming in.
Mm,
We could always say that they've overachieved. Did anyone have them as finalists? Probably not.
no.
England, they've just come through this strong mindset, just
Yeah.
seeing the game out. Another amazing team spirit and mentality that we've just never seen in an England team. It's to be like
Yeah. These
nobody knows
last
how to
two
cover it.
Yeah, these last two major tournaments, like the World Cup semi-finals and getting to this final, the camaraderie of this England team is something we're not used to because obviously in previous years, when the players would join up at St George's Park and the previous training facilities, they would all seem to stay in their club bubble where Gareth Southgate has been very keen to get rid of that. And you can see it's obviously worked because they all seem to be good friends. Quite a lot of them are around the same age. Obviously, you've got the few older ones in like Jordan Henderson and Maguire, and then you've got the young lads in Bellingham come through and Phil Foden this tournament as well. And to have that camaraderie, it shows it does actually work because he's proven a lot of people wrong. I mean, yes, in our predictions that we did at the start of the tournament, we did have England getting this far, but that was, I think, merely down to pure luck of the draw, how we've managed to progress. I mean, admittedly, I didn't think England could get this far.
No, because you don't believe. That's why. Like, imagine that's supporting this team.
Could never be me.
Could never be. Uh, God. Right, I want to start on Italy.
Yeah. 10th major tournament final, six World Cups, four in the Euros, with only Germany having played in more amongst the European nations. Italy won the Euros in 1968, but have lost their subsequent two finals appearances in the competition in 2000 and more recently 2012. Obviously, that 2012 team is going to be a lot different to what we see against England because it's like 9 years later. And we spoke about it before their semi-final against Spain. How would they do without Spinazzola in that left back? And you got to say, Emerson did all right. He managed to keep that right hand side of Spain quite quiet, and I think they've just again they're another team that has just really gelled well.
Yeah. Could put that as just playing without pressure.
Yeah,
Once they go out there, they just look calm
yeah,
every
really,
time. We said it with the England team, the team spirit and the mentality is high.
yeah,
Same with Italy, if not
mm,
even more. Like you see that whenever they defend and attack, they get for that. They celebrate that like it's a goal.
yeah. Any
This is
clearance that back four does, you think they've just won the Champions League with that? or even the World Cup final.
Yeah.
Even.
But obviously,
But
the key
yeah,
players for them, Chiellini, unreal. I think that guy just
yeah,
went to another level in this tournament. Like people are now talking about him as maybe one of the best defenders.
yeah. Like the thing is though, he's always been like him and Bonucci have always been strong at the back for Milan, but it's just in recent years before Mancini took over, I think many people were starting to think that they're already past it. But considering they're not really involved in the game much as now as they used to be, and when they do, they still make that impact at the back. And I think that's what's really worked in their favour is they're not having to do loads of running and going out wide to try and help Spinazzola and the other fullback out. I completely forgot his name for a second.
Oh, I don't know his first name, it's Di Lorenzo, isn't it?
Giovanni Di Lorenzo. So I think that's what's helped them two out a lot. And obviously, if a ball does get past them, Donnarumma in the back line, he's pulled out some excellent saves this tournament as well. So if you can have that easiness around Chiellini and Bonucci, there's no question about their longevity. I mean, Bonucci 34, Chiellini 36. If they continue to play like this, Italy, them two could go on until they're at least 40, 42 at that back line.
But I think the thing that gets lost is whether they can deal with pace or not.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, they haven't really gone up against pace in any of their games so far this tournament.
well, obviously Spain could have offered it if they just like had a better attacker, but
Yeah, I
that
mean,
didn't happen.
I think
But
if they played Pedri in a more advanced position, then I think that we may have seen the trouble there for Bonucci and Chiellini. But considering he was the more defensive of the midfield for Spain, and he never seemed to cut inside as much, I think that's why them two haven't been tested. Where this England team, you can expect to see the likes of Sterling and Saka, or even Grealish if he comes on to attack at that back line and cause problems for them.
yeah, maybe, but just to stay with it, we know how they're going to set up. It's going to be a 4-4-3.
Yeah,
The
I mean they've done
midfield,
it every.
yeah, the team probably picks itself as well. There's not really any major differences
I don't see
from
any.
the Spain game.
I don't see any changes at all.
The one question is whether they take the game on the front foot or not. Or do they go for the same approach they did against Spain, where it was just see out, grab something on the counter?
Yeah.
Which, yeah, against the England team, a little bit sketchy with counter attacks we've seen. They're not conceded from them, but it always looks a bit funny.
Yeah. I mean, it's only been 2 games that Italy haven't dominated possession in this tournament, and that was the opener against Switzerland, which they won 3-0, and then that last game against Spain. And like you said, there is that potential that there could be some shakiness at the back for England. I mean, it could be that someone like Walker or Shaw are too advanced, and Calvin Phillips hasn't dropped deep enough to try and help out Maguire and Stones. But I think sometimes Italy's final ball towards Immobile has been quite poor. But if they can contain Insigne, who I think has been their main threat in this tournament, I think then they should be okay.
It's the left side that seems to be their main threat in, yeah, like Chiesa or someone at times go out there.
Yeah.
Well, if we can manage that, then we stand a chance. But I would now like to go on to England.
Okay. So obviously this is England men's first major final since the 1966 World Cup, where they beat West Germany 4-2, thanks to a Jeff Hurst hat-trick at the time. It is strange seeing England in a final.
Okay, this is uncharted territory for us.
Well,
We've never seen this in our lifetime.
For a lot of the population, it's quite uncharted territory.
There's a lot when I'm seeing something for the first time that also my dad is seeing for the first time.
I have to second that as well.
But do you know the mindset I think with this? I think that team just needs to go out there and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, is there an expectation to win it? Maybe. Yeah. But as I said, it's uncharted territory because of how much football has changed since 1966.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it might not be the best England team that we've ever had, but there's just something I think that you can be like, okay, this team has actually got a bright future together. So even if they don't win this, I'm not saying they're 100% not going to, and I'm not saying they 100% will do. But what you
You know what it
think?
is?
What?
It's those past England teams the last 10 years, maybe even 20 years. All those big names, they also come with egos.
Yeah.
These lot just don't look like they have an ego in it. They're approachable.
Yeah,
they're not just approachable. They seem like your everyday bloke. They seem relatable. Like Calvin Phillips is Leeds through and through. You got Jack Grealish's Villa through and through. Phil Foden, Man City through and through. Working class youth. They're working class heroes.
Yeah, and I mean, also if you think like it might seem strange to say, but that stuff, like you see the lines then and all that, and how well that
I can't get enough of these YouTube clips.
Like it's strange how they've managed to like it's like they've come into the modern era and everyone's okay with it. Like they're all growing up in this era of social media, and I don't think
That's been the big problem with England is that footballers in this country in general, they've just never been fans of the media. You see with interviews, they're just soulless, as you can see now, because they're all pundits.
Yeah, it's an incredible time to be an England fan, and I think there is definitely something to look forward to in this final. And I think there's obviously going to be a lot of England fans going like, "Oh, this is going to be great if they win the final." All this like possibly a bank holiday on the Monday, and the streets are going to go wild.
The
But
second they tell it's all about their tempted fate, I wish they'd stop.
yeah, it's one of them where you just kind of hope
It's all about bank
the
holiday. You don't think people are going to do that anyway? Even
well,
if
yeah,
you know what I mean.
yeah. You've always got to think as well. You just got to hope that the players aren't reading too much into this and putting it on their mind like,
They
oh,
won't be. Like if anything's gone by this tournament, they're just going to blank this out. They'll be all relaxed. They're prepared well. They'll just do their thing.
yeah. And that's all you can hope for the 90 minutes on the Sunday. They just forget about it being a major final. Just take it as like a normal game. I know the whole outside world, apart from you lot on the pitch, are going to say, right, this actually isn't. This is like the biggest final that they ever could potentially ever be involved in. But you got to look at it as like it's just another game. And if Southgate gets that mindset right to them, then I think it could be an absolute brilliant result for England. And let's hope that they can produce it. Team news wise, for England, again, you probably expect the same that started that semi final against Denmark. I don't see much changing.
We'll probably look at the 4-2-3-1 with, I expect, Saka staying. Like it wasn't his best game that out, but that assist, you put him in. I think the runs in and behind, which you're probably going to need to do against this Italy team. But if I just stick with the team in general, this whole tournament, the solid defence has been the biggest factor. It's going to be again in this game because we still technically haven't conceded a goal from open play.
Yeah, open play, they haven't conceded one. Obviously, the damn
This
free
is
kick,
not
but that doesn't count.
something that happens with England teams.
Yeah, I mean, if you think back to the 2018 World Cup, and club level as well for Pickford, he never seems to be this consistent.
Well, don't say that. He was a bit shaky in the last game.
I mean, yeah, he was a little bit, but like throughout the whole tournament, he's actually been quite consistent, and
he's won the goal in the tournament. It's guaranteed that he can't lose it.
Yeah, Golden Glove because most clean sheets, which was a very surprising thing. But yeah, I think this back line has surprised me quite a lot. Obviously, Maguire missed the first game, and Tyrone Mings came in for him. But
I hate the disrespect that's been shown to Mings because there's been all these things. Oh, England defence is 5 clean sheets. Look at them, all Manchester clubs. God, there was a Villa player that played there for the first 2 games. No, shut up! It was these Manchester clubs
and Atletico Madrid as well, because Kieran Trippier has played.
Trippier was like, ruined a bit as well. He's been key.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't see much changes. I think, like you say, maybe that Saka situation on the right side for England is probably the only question mark. Obviously, Sancho is going to be disappointed that he's only played the one game from the off,
His time
and he
will
hasn't
come.
really. Yeah,
That's how I feel with him. His time will come.
I think if this goes to extra
Whereas
time,
Manchester United now, the game time's going to become flowing after this tournament.
I think if we go into extra time in this game, I think that's when you could see Sancho come on, and even Rashford as well. Like them two could be, I think, two key.
You bring Rashford on if penalties comes into the equation.
Yeah, and I think you bring on Henderson as well, just for that.
Yeah, Henderson's one of the first people off that. I'll get to Henderson later with one of the chats so on, because we said with the attack, but I think it's been so crucial for us in the knockout stage just because of how much he has stepped up since the group stages.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
Raheem Sterling has made himself a genuine player of the tournament contender.
Well, it's going to be one of them where I think of who else you could put up there. Obviously, Insigne, Locatelli had a good few games. Who else could we have up there? It's been
I feel like
this
if
tournament.
we're talking players involved in this final, Chiesa is up there as well.
Yeah.
Chiellini also would be put in the conversation.
Pedri, I think he's had an outstanding tournament for Spain.
Is it pretty much guaranteed that Pedri's winning the young player tournament? Which I feel is a little bit baffling at the moment. He's not guaranteed it.
No, I think he's definitely right to be up there.
He's in the conversation. I don't think he guaranteed it yet. What if Saka scores a hat-trick?
Who's younger, him or Pedri?
Where they're like the same age.
I'm going to say like a year difference. Are they same age? But
it's also helpful us as well, just stick with the attack. Harry Kane, he's stride at the perfect time. He's always, do you know what he's realised? He's found out that the knighthood is in the horizon, and he's waving, and he's also seen Gary Lineker's record. Wants that as well, and he scores in the next one, he'll share the golden boot.
Yeah, or if he scores two, he'll
How do they work it? How do they share the golden boot? So 3 people. Do they just cut it off?
Well, they all get their own golden boot. I've just had a look.
Or just don't give Ronaldo. He's got enough of them.
Yes, Saka's a year older than Pedri.
Interesting.
Yeah. But like you say, with that England front line, Kane in this knockout stages has actually came alive in the tournament, because during the group stages we were saying, what on earth has he done? Like, he's been non-existent in the group stages.
Like, the question, is he droppable?
Yeah.
Which is baffling. Yeah,
and now in this knockout stages, you're like, absolutely not. You can't drop him. He's been one of England's key players as we've progressed further on in the tournament.
Yeah. I want to talk now where this game could be won or lost.
Okay.
I think this game potentially will be won in the midfield. This is 2 teams. They're both probably going to play 3 in the middle, pretty much.
Yeah.
With Italy, it's probably going to be Jorginho, Barella, Chiesa, plus Bryce, Phillips, Mount.
Chiesa plays more advanced. You got to think of Verratti in that midfield.
Slightly different mindsets in the midfield. Italy's isn't. There isn't one of them who just sits in like one of ours.
Yeah.
2 of us in the case, you could say. But from an England perspective, you would say our midfield is weaker a little bit.
Yeah.
Which, we were saying the same thing against Croatia at the start. We said it against Germany in the knockout stages. And against both teams, I think our midfield shone.
Yeah, they were certainly against Germany, just recanting it now in memory. They were a lot better than Germany's midfielders. And even against Croatia, we said Luka Modric just got absolutely run off the field. Like, he wasn't really ever present in that game. And
we've absolutely frowned upon the idea of a Declan Rice, Calvin Phillips midfield at the start of this tournament. Like, oh, for God's sake, this defensive crap. They've been one of the stars of the tournament.
Oh yeah, them two have been absolute rock solid. That midfield partnership that they've had together has been surprising, I think, for me, because I know Declan Rice is a really good defensive midfielder, and Calvin Phillips has done the job for Bielsa at Leeds, but I think I don't know why, but I just weren't expecting them to be able to work together. I was expecting them to like maybe cancel each other out, and that's what has surprised me a bit as we've gone forward in the tournament, how well they've actually done together.
Yeah, I just hope that both had still got enough in them to deal with the Italian defence that will be moving around a lot.
Mm. Yeah, I think if you look on the Italy side, you'd say like the likes of Jorginho and Barella are probably going to be the more attacking out of the three, excluding Verratti. But then obviously, if they do make the change and they bring in Locatelli into that, you think, okay, then all three of them can be more attacking and threat onto the England defence, and then you're going to be thinking, right, who's going to be dropping back out to help out that defence? Do you bring Declan Rice to help him out even more, or Phillips, or do you tell them both to just like try and stay back as much as possible if that is the Italy lineup?
I've seen the odd question getting put around of, do you potentially drop one of them, maybe Phillips, for someone like Jordan Henderson? Which is, I don't see him doing that. I
No,
feel like they've done enough to have been rewarded with a place in this final.
yeah.
But
And I
if
think,
Henderson comes in, hey, I won't be against it, because look how we've been when he's come on.
yeah, I was going to say, I feel like though the impact that he has had off the bench in the tournament so far, I think that works better for him in this tournament. I think I'd stick with them two for it, and then if they need that just extra, like last 15, 20 minutes or so, needs that extra tank in the
Yeah,
midfield, because
do you
like
know
the
how I always say
energy.
this go? If we, not even if we're ahead in the last 20 minutes, if we're level, I
Mm,
don't see Italy like being all on us. I think they will be like they were against Spain. They will just see it out and they'll take the extra time,
yeah,
maybe in penalties. Like even
mm,
if it were an extra time, I could see it being like the Denmark game where we just dominate.
yeah. I think the games that Italy have gone the distance so far, so against Spain in that one, and then uh, didn't they go to extra time in one of their own league games as well? I can't
Austria.
remember. Austria, that was it. They never really dominated the last part of the game, and then even in extra time, you got to say our game against Austria, it was a late goal that got him there, and he looked like that potentially could go to penalties. And then the semi-final against Spain, that obviously did go to penalties. And I think if you compare that to what England did the other night against Denmark, they turned up the gear in extra time, where
Because we didn't go
it's
all out with the subs, we had so much quality to bring on
yeah.
as well. That will benefit us as well.
And obviously, I've been a bit questionable about the changes that he's made during this game and tournament.
We would have, but it's at this point now you have to go. Interesting. Take
And
off Jack Grealish again, you fucking prick. I'm joking. Go.
yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this game goes. Um, predictions wise,
I don't want to do it, but I have to, and I've come too far to not back the boys. This point, I will say I will either go score, boys. I think this ends 2-1 England.
okay, I was actually going to go ask you for a score. Now, I've been back in Italy the whole tournament.
You'll even be backing them on Sunday.
I'm going to say it goes to penalties.
God, I could have done it. I could handle that.
Being 4-3 on penalties in favour of England.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting. If you get that spot on, I'm asking you for the lottery numbers next week.
I mean, I've backed England every round in the knockout stages, and
You heard it's worked.
it's worked.
I've supported them on the day.
Like it's strange how
Although they get
well.
dope because that actually will also be a part of it.
Yeah, it could also. So definitely going to be interesting to see how The final goes on Sunday at 8 o'clock.
I won't be able to handle it. I thought the last one against Denmark, I'd be completely fine. Start of it was, yeah, here we go. Game goes on. I was getting 2019 playoff final nerves. I don't know how it was unexplainable. Why do I feel like this? It's fucking England. That's what this team's done.
Fortunately for me, I was calm as a whistle. That's not a saying.
You have no soul.
Calm as a cucumber and clean as a whistle. I've got two sayings mixed up there. So, for us British and English fans, we'll be able to watch it on two channels. Who are you choosing, BBC or ITV?
Is there even a preference?
Well, ITV, if they have Clive Tildesley and Andy Townsend.
They're just not going to do that, though, are they?
Should they have to, though? But it's the final. They have to.
It would feel harsh on Sam Matterface not to give him the final after everything.
Why? Nobody likes Sam Matterface.
It's genuinely like it's Sam Matterface and Jermaine Genius. And I think I prefer Jermaine Genius. It's more the pundits for me. And I feel like the BBC just wins. I'll probably choose the BBC because of a lack of adverts, like I've always done.
True.
I'm hoping that ITV at least put Ali McCoist next to Lee Dixon.
No. In the studio, I want Roy Keane, Gary Neville.
They're probably going to be... Actually, have they both had separate stands? Because in Wembley, they've had our broadcasters have had the stadium section.
Yeah.
They would use the same one, I swear they have. That's going to be weird. They're just going to be next door to each other. Let's go.
They might put
it's gonna
one
be like
at the opposite end of the ground.
Multiverse, isn't it? Just Gary Lineker just pokes his head next to Mark Pugach.
He's broken the space-time continuum.
You've just got Rio Furnace to use two fingers up behind him.
Roy Keane comes in and 2 foot Alan Shearer.
Just throws over the back of headbutts. That's what, if they win, they should just interlock. It should just go into one set and just all link arms.
Yeah. Right.
Let's just go. If I see Graham Souness at ITV, that's my decision made.
He's sticking with ITV.
Oh, of course not.
Right. We'll be back on Monday to review the final and have a look back at the whole tournament on a whole. And what a crazy 3 and a bit weeks it's been. Nearly 4 weeks worth of tournament.
How depressing the next month afterwards is going to be.
Oh, don't remind me, please. Right.
These are the Olympics, guys.
Shut up. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, turn on post notifications, and never miss a post. Follow us on Twitter at OffTCPod for all the latest Euro news and transfers and any of the stories coming out from around the world of football. Until Monday, it's goodbye from me and goodbye from Brad.
See ya. As I've said to the end, believe.
Fingers crossed for football coming home.